Back for another update. Let's take a look at XRP over here. Now XRP has swept this equal low sell side liquidity that was formed on May 6th and May 30th. You see how we swept it over here? Okay, now usually whenever you have those sweeps in crypto and in the futures market, you get an initial reaction, right? But once you get that initial reaction, you come down to take out these lows one more time for all of the people who went long upon coming back up above this sweep. Okay, so take out all of these stops, tip the market into fear one more time towards the lower retracements, and then have your grind up like that, right? And then we would go ahead and break out above these highs, you see? Okay, so usually the initial reaction after a sweep of a very strong support or an important support is usually not the reaction that sparks the reversal, right? So you can see over here that we've hit the 50% fib here at 2.1281. However, let's not rule out that this could be Sunday manipulation, and then we slam back down to these lows and then continue up from there. So we could bounce at the 618, 702, and worst case scenario would be the 786. Now, from an Elliot wave point of view, this is what it would look like, right? So we had a leading diagonal going back to April 7th, a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is your pause in the market, so your B wave, and then we come up for a C wave like this. This is what we were originally thinking, where this could have been your 1 or your A, this could have been your 2 or your B, and then this could have been your 3 or your C. That's what we were originally thinking. But what if this is your wave 1, and this is your A, this is your B, and then we're coming down in a 5-wave move for your C. So 3 down, 3 up, and then 5 down in your C. This is your wave 2, and then we blast off to go ahead and attack the last all-time highs, because let's not forget that this is Wyckoff reaccumulation, in which we've been reaccumulating for over 184 days. So as you guys can see, this is a textbook Wyckoff reaccumulation range. This is what I would be expecting as long as we can get above the 200-day moving average, sitting at 2.3493. And the 23.6% fib is sitting at around 2.4. So if we can get a 4-hour or a daily push above these two levels, like around this region, right, then we can invalidate that we have more downside, and we're going to go ahead and attack the range highs here. Okay, so this is your Wyckoff reaccumulation. I really like that we don't have much volume here. So you see how the volume is relatively low in comparison to the rest of the range. This is what I like to see. It's a nice low volume pullback. It usually means that weak longs taking profit. So looks pretty good. Yeah, just want to see a move above this level right here. And you could see how this was your creek. You see how we're creaking down? Very choppy, right? And then you slam down below the range for your spring, below the 200-day moving average, and then you get above it on the same week, on the same trading week, right? You have your initial advance up, and then this is your test before you have your jump across the creek. So this is the creek right here, and then you have your jump across. This is what I'm thinking here. Like I said, as long as we can get above this cluster, this fib cluster, this level right here. I'll show you on the Elliot wave chart here. Okay, so zooming in, we would want to see a move above this level. Okay, we would want to see a move above 2.3380 and 2.3938. So this fib cluster right here. So the reason I say 2.3380 is because when we take a fib from this June 3rd high down to this June 5th low, that's the 1.236 extension. Now, the reason that's so important is because in crypto, usually the C waves stall out at the 1.236, or we manipulate up to the 1.236, 1.382, and then we come down to take out all of these buy stops. So we could be seeing Sunday manipulation, so just be mindful of that. So yeah, so this fib cluster 2.3380, 2.3704, and then if we take a fib from the April 7th low, right here, up to the May 14th high, we would also need to see a move above the 23.6% fib at 2.3938. Okay, so this box over here, these are the three levels in which XRP must get over in order for us to confirm that we're going to go higher. And if you take a fib from the May 22nd high down to the May 31st low, that would also be where the 786 is. You see over here? This is the 786 at 2.39. So that's why this blue box is so important. If you get above it, then yeah, we can deny the possibility that we're going to come down to these the lower DCA retracements before we continue on higher. Okay, so we've already hit one level in our DCA zone at 2.1280, but let's not rule out the possibility of a push down to these lower levels to cause max fear before we finally have range expansion for our wave 5, for our sub wave 3 of 5. Okay, so very exciting times happening in XRP. I remember when we were all the way down here. Accumulating. You see, this Wyckoff range, we were accumulating for over 834 days. And then we finally are seeing our push up. Right? Now we're over here and the sentiment is like we're in a bear market, right? Well, we came all the way from down here. We were ranging for so long, right? So just stay patient. Just know that in over 185 days of this reaccumulation structure, out of 60 of those days, we've been accumulating within the right-hand corner of the structure. Okay? So let's just see here today. Let's just see here on Sunday. Is it going to be Sunday manipulation and then a dump into next week, or will we be able to get above this level right here at 2.3380 up to 2.3938? Okay, I'm really bullish on XRP. Don't sell your spot because we're in such a congested range, right? You see how congested the price is? It's almost like it's coiling. So, yeah. If you guys like the content, then click the link in the description below to join the Discord. You guys can get updated on XRP every day, throughout the day, just showing you what I see. You can also get access to over 350 assets that you guys can take a look at, ask me any question you want, and connect with me one-on-one. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Peace out, and take it easy. I'll see you guys in the next one.